Hi there, this is Satya Ansari and you're watching The Historian. Today we are going to dive into ancient Indian history and a very enchanting topic out of it, that is a wonder, Harappan Civilization. We all have definitely heard about Harappan Civilization or industrialist civilization and their lifestyle, their urban nature, how smartly they run their cities and towns, their economic structure. But it always very fascinating to know more about them. So today is the day. We are going to have a series of videos under which we are going to deal with everything about Harappan civilization, its origin and location. How you're going to learn about a whole civilization without knowing what were the reasons behind its origin, what were the different geographical location where it was situated. Further, we are going to deal with the urban life of Harappans and how smartly they planned their towns. What were their social and cultural conditions, and what were their practices and how their daily life went away? What was their economical and political structures? Were there democracy, a monarchy, federalism was there, or there was no rule at all? So these are going to be our topics for the series dealing with the Harappan civilization. But I would like to begin with the very first question, keeping it out of way. Why it is called Harappan civilization? I mean, we know under that civilization there were n number of towns and cities that were found. Lothal, Kalibangan, Mohenjo-daro, Chanudaro, so on and so forth. Then why it was named Harappa or Harappan civilization? So the answer to that is whenever excavations take place and whichever site is the first to be discovered, which was Harappa in this case, leads to the name of that civilization if a number of cities have been found after that. So under the series of Harappan civilizations excavations, the very first site to be found and excavated was Harappa. So that's how it got its name, Harappan civilization. Okay, so let's start the journey. Let's learn about its origin. So there are three very famous theories about the origin of Harappa or the civilization. The very first is the theory of foreign origin. The name only suggests foreign origin theory talks about that who are Harappans actually. So they believe that they were Mesopotamian people. As we know, the three, or rather four oldest civilization of the world are Mesopotamian civilization, Harappan civilization, Nile civilization, and Chinese civilization, Huangse. So Mesopotamian being the oldest, it has been said that the Harappan civilization was nothing but the sudden rising and coming of Mesopotamian people. Okay, already civilized Mesopotamian people coming to subcontinent of India and getting settled here and finally starting the Harappan civilization. So this theory definitely talks about the sudden rising, as they were already civilized, well-to-do people just came here and started another civilization according to the foreign origin theory. And this theory is highly supported by Mortimer Wheeler, R.J. Marshall, Gordon Clyde. The second theory, apart from foreign theory, is another very famous one, that is the Aryan origin. Okay, so who are the Aryans? So the period that rightly succeeded Harappan civilization on the period of Harappa was the early Vedic period. And it has been said that early Vedic period was the period of the Aryans. So with regard to this theory, the origin of Harappa get links to the Aryans, and it's believed that they were the people. Like for example, Harappans and Aryans are the same people. Just after Harappa ended, a new phase started, that was the Vedic period, and people were the same. And what are the reasons to say this, these things is that the geographical locations of that. Then the religious similarities that they have, and the worship and how their fire has been utilized in both the religions as a sacred one, and nature worship. So there has been found a lot of similarities between Aryans and the Harappans. So this leads to the theory of Aryan origin, saying that they were one and the same people. They did not succeeded each other. They were the same people. First it was Harappan civilization, then the Vedic period. This theory is supported by S.R. Rao and A.D. Hosalkar and all. Another theory that really takes everyone's understanding to more, that is the theory of gradual origin. Okay, according to this theory, it wasn't a sudden rising as the foreign origin theory says, or it rather does not even approve the Aryan origin theory. This theory believes that it was a gradual origin. Like, for example, it was not like Mesopotamian people just came here, already civilized, settled, and just created a replica of Mesopotamia. Under this theory, it is believed that they have come here or they were from here. They don't talk about who are they. They talk about how they gradually grew. Because it has been seen that at the time, like for example, if the Harappa was a city, the full grown city, there were villages also. So it was not like that it was completely urban. There has been found traces of rural civilization at that very time. So that's why it talks about the gradual origin. Because small and big towns were really common. It was not like all big towns were there. There were small towns as well. There were villages as well. Even the archaeology, we don't know till now which theory is the right one. Was it foreign origin, southern origin, as the foreign origin suggests, or they were just the Aryans, or it was a gradual origin? Because all three are a good contenders for their origin theory. Why we are saying that we don't know? Because we don't know much about Harappans, because we have not deciphered the script yet. They have written about them, but it's us who are unable to decipher their script. The day we'll be able to understand what they have written, all the mysteries hopefully would be solved regarding their origin, their understanding, and their workings. If I'm talking about Harappan cities and towns, the things that the cities that we cannot ignore at any cost is, of course, Harappa itself, Mohenjo-daro, Lothal, which has been said that earliest dockyard, Kalibangan, Channu-daru, and so on and so forth. It has been seen that all the cities and towns were nearly, near the river banks and near the water source for the obvious reasons. Let's have a quick revision about the three different theories. That is foreign origin, that is Mesopotamian people coming here and settling. Aryan theory, that they were none other than the Aryans only. Third is a gradual, like slowly they have grew. It was not like that everything was town. There were villages also. So this was our origin about the Harappan civilization. In our further videos, we'll deal with the other topics as well. Thank you so much.